Hello guys, this is Shiradip once again. Welcome to my channel Programming Basic. In the last video, we have learned about variables in Kotlin. Now in this video, we are going to learn about read-only variables, or you may call val. So let's take an example how to implement val in Kotlin. Now before that, let us assign one variable named as myAge. Now, if I want to change the value of myAge, I can do so by reassigning another value 14 to myAge. Now, instead of doing that, let us declare myAge as a val, and I will declare myAge value as 12. Now, if I'm going to override that with a value of 14, then I would get a compiler error stating that val cannot be reassigned. Even though if I ignore the IntelliJ IT error, and if I go ahead and run this, then also I will get an error stating that val cannot be reassigned. You can see val cannot be reassigned. Now what val does is it will give you a variable which cannot be reassigned. You can use the variable similar to var variables, but you cannot reassign the value again and again in the same scope. Now let's say if I want to know the type of this, so val myAge is 12, but there is a way you can know the type of the variable that you have declared. That is, you can use println and you can use class, and if you run this you will get this output, which is class Kotlin int. So we can see myAge is a integer class in Kotlin. Now we can check, there are two ways we can declare a type to a variable. So this, when have declared val myAge equals to 12, we have not explicitly declared this as an integer, but we can do so by writing in this way: val myAge colon int is also an integer. So we are specifying that myAge is an integer type variable. So in Kotlin there are various type of variables or various type of declaration that can be present in Kotlin. Let us look that one by one. So we have different number types, right? So we can have different number types in Kotlin. Now what is different number types, right? So let us declare the very starting, which is my byte, right? So we can have my byte declared, which is like 8, and we know that byte is 8-bit signed integer. Now starting from byte, you can go up to short, int and long. Let me declare that one by one. Now we have my short also, which is a short type variable, and I can assign the value as 16, and we can consider this as a 16-bit signed integer. We have the most famous one, or the most used one, which is myInt, which is an integer type variable, and it is a 32-bit signed integer. Now we have another one which is often used, which is mylong. So mylong is the variable name. The data type is long, which is a very long number. You can think of long as a very long number. So we can assign the value as 64, and basically this is a 64-bit signed integer. Now if we look into the most commonly used number types in Kotlin, these are the most commonly used, in which you will use maximum, integer or long. Long going to get used, let's say you are going to store a huge number, or maybe your current time millisecond of your computer time, or any long number which you are going to store, you can use long. Integer going to suffice all the positive uh, maximum use cases for integer, and byte and short are not commonly used, but you can use as per your use case. Now, similar to integer type, right, we have something called decimal values also. Let's look at couple of them. Out of them, one is you must have heard, which is float. So float is something we can write in this way. Here 32.00f, f signifies this is a float type of value, and this is a 32-bit float point number, right? Now, apart from float, we have double also. So we can get double, and this will be a 64-bit float point number. Now, one very important thing about this number types is, if you go to this number types, you can see byte is extending a class called number, and also short is also extending a number, then float is also extending number, and double is also extending number. So all in all, number is being extended for every individual class. Now if you go to the number class, you can see there are the implementation for all the different number types. So this is the superclass for all platform classes representing numeric values. Now what does it mean to us is, whenever we declare some variable types or the number types, we by default in Kotlin we get an object. So this my byte is an object, my short is an object, and as well as my float and my double both are object. If you go into the particular class, you can see uh, there are various methods which are already defined in the class, which are pre-built as it is extending number. So you can see there are methods like plus, there are method like minus and times and divisions, etc. So these are all numerical operations method which is already predefined in the class of the object. Now, as it is already predefined, we can use the method as it is. Let's say I use my end dot, I will use plus to add something, and I will pass integer variable. Now, if I try to print this, it will print 32 plus 8 will become a 40. So that's it for this video. We'll see you in the next time. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Please do like, share and subscribe.